Welcome to the Women Healing Podcast, a place to discover the power of who you are, what you want, and have the most fun having it all on your terms without doing it all, so you feel wildly successful in every area of your life. My name is Michelle Kanan. I'm a somatic therapist, neurolinguistic programming practitioner, and wild feminine embodiment coach, and it's time to set yourself free so that the world and your man always give you what you want, or even better than you can possibly imagine. Here's how. Y'all, I am so excited to be recording this episode today because everywhere I look, I see women complaining about men. And honestly, it doesn't have to be like that. It gets to be so good in your relationship, whether you're married to a man or you have a dad or brothers or male friends or colleagues or sons. Look, we're surrounded by men all the time. And sometimes I hear messages out there like the world would be so much better without men and everything is toxic masculinity and men don't understand and men don't care. And just look, it's true. It's totally true, okay? There is one version of reality where all of that is true, where men suck and where men will never meet our needs and where they can't understand us and we'll never get what we want. But there's another version of reality, and it's the one that I exist in and that my clients step into even after years of feeling stuck in their marriages or having shitty relationships with their dads or being disappointed or even kind of like the micro disappointments, right? I talk a lot about the ways that women put up with things that they don't really want and they just smile and accept it and they think it's a season or they think that's how life is. And what I teach, one of the things that is so revolutionary about my work is how to invite the men in your life to grow with you. And not only that, because I know a lot of women experience going through growth and feeling like they're growing more apart from their man, or that like now you're the leader and you have to teach him and you have to pull him along. And that is just not a sexy vibe, right? Like nobody wants to do that. And the thing is that you don't have to, because if you can get out of the frame of mind that there's something wrong with men or that men are bad or that you're not going to get what you need, right? Like if that's the spell that you're under, if that's the story that's running the show in your subconscious, or maybe for a bunch of you, it's in your conscious mind, because, right? How many posts online do we see where women are complaining about their husbands, about the things that he doesn't do, about dirty socks everywhere and toilet seats up and being disappointed and not getting the support you need? Like, yeah, a lot of women are living in that reality, but that's not what it has to be. And the more that you spend time in those videos and in those spaces and in these group chats, agreeing, right? And gossiping and complaining and bad mouthing and just feeling stuck, the truth is the more of that you're going to get. Now, am I victim blaming here? Absolutely not. However, we have to recognize that when you're in a dynamic, when you're in a relationship, it's both people's responsibility to get their needs met, to communicate fully, to set boundaries, and to show the fuck up. And what's really cool, one of my favorite things about teaching on relationships to my clients is that you actually don't have to try to get your partner to change in order to get absolutely everything that you want from him and from the relationship. Now, before I go further, I just want to address that, yes, I am talking about mostly heterosexual male-female relationships here. This is not because I am only pro heteronormative relationships, but truly I'm an expert in masculine and feminine energetics and dynamics. That's what I live. That's what I teach. That's what I'm an expert on. And I only teach on things that I've absolutely integrated and mastered in my life and that I'm living. And I just don't feel like I would be the best person to teach on all the nuances of same-sex relationships. But that being said, If you are here and you are in any kind of relationship or want to be, like, you are so welcome, right? You can replace any terminology that I'm using. You can take out the gender, find the gold, right? I always tell that with my clients, like, you don't have to do everything that I'm saying because not everything is going to apply to you. It's your life. It's your relationships. It's your values. It's your goals. Find the nuggets, find the things that work for you, work what's working, take the best, leave the rest. So that's my invitation. Okay, where was I? The thing is, you have so much power in your relationship. And also, absolutely everything is possible. So first, you got to take responsibility if there's a narrative that's running in your head that's telling you what isn't possible and that your man isn't going to change and that you're not going to get your needs met. And you have to understand, where is that coming from? Now, it might be coming from some of the things that you've seen in your relationship already. And if so, no problem. I'm going to teach you how to look forward and connect with what you want instead of looking backwards at what hasn't worked and feeling like that's all you're going to get, right? But simultaneously, also, we get those ideas reinforced in the world around us, right? We see it on social media. We see it in sitcoms, right? How many movies have you seen where there's some like dopey idiot guy and some like powerful woman and she's emasculating him and doesn't respect him and he's just the nice guy. I'm thinking about Hugh Grant movies right now, right? But we see these tropes and these themes in movies, and it reinforces beliefs in our heads that we then bring into our homes and into our relationships. So we have to be really, really conscious about what we're ingesting, because our thoughts become things. But that's why you're here. You want to open your mind. You want new thoughts that become new realities for you. And I'm a blue ocean in the sense that my clients, they work with me not only because they want absolutely everything in their life and they want the best and they want to make more money and they want to feel more happy and they really want to live their purpose and feel incredible, but also they want amazing relationships. I want every woman to have an incredible marriage with her partner. And if you're in a relationship with a man, there are certain ways that you can get your needs met without needing to force anything on him, without needing to nag him, without needing to remind him, without needing to make him list, even without needing to get him to go to therapy. So all my babes here that are like, but he doesn't want to do the work, he doesn't want to go to therapy, absolutely no problem. And here is why, right? So many women feel disempowered in their relationships with men because you feel like you can't have what you want if he doesn't change, if he doesn't act different, if he doesn't do more, if he doesn't remember better, if he doesn't make more money, if he doesn't show up in a different way. But when we do that, what we're doing is we're putting ourselves in the victim position. And the reason for that is because what we're telling ourselves is, I can't have what I want because something outside of myself won't change, right? I can't be happy unless my man does this. I can't be satisfied unless he shows up in this way, which means you feel powerless, right? There's nothing I can do unless he changes. And when we do that, when the belief is that nothing can change or I can't get my needs met unless something outside of myself is different, it really limits your options. It does really make you feel stuck and it does make you feel like a victim. So of course I understand for all the women out there that are like, nothing's happening, nothing's changing, I can't, right? I totally get it. But here's what I want you to do instead. Here's what I want you to try instead. And this is something that I teach to all the women in my Wildly Successful Woman program. Like, it is so the fundamental of making sure you get absolutely everything in your relationship. Remember at the beginning of the season, I said how compromise is bullshit. Well, don't worry. There's a whole episode coming next that's just on that topic. But for the purpose of relationships and getting absolutely everything that you want, and your man getting absolutely everything that he wants to, this is what I want you to do. First thing that I want you to do is stop trying to change him. So if you're listening to this and you're like, I am so ready to have it all and feel really good every day without compromising ever, then go to www.haveitallqueen.com to dive in and get started. Okay, back to the show. Why, right? Because I don't want you to feel powerless. I don't want you to feel like you're struggling. I don't want you to feel like you have to try to control something or someone that is completely outside of your control in order to get what you want and need. Now, what this does is shifts the energy in your relationship, right? Imagine that there was somebody that was always after you to be different, to do better. Imagine there was someone around you that constantly felt disappointed. And this could be very obvious, right? You might be saying these things out loud. Or for so many women, right? You're like, things are pretty good, but right? They could be better. He could fuck me better. He could show up different. He could be more sensitive. But you know what? I don't want to rock the boat. Look, whether you say it out loud or not, if the feeling is there, if the belief is there, that energy is still part of your relationship reality. And he feels it. He feels it just in the same way that you do, even if you both got pretty good at ignoring it over time just to keep things together. So if you're listening to this and you're like, I am so ready to have it all and feel really good every day without compromising ever, then go to www.haveitallqueen.com to dive in and get started. Okay, back to the show. And I'm not trying to get you to rock the boat and destroy your relationship, right? I'm trying to get you to understand that you can have absolutely everything while still feeling incredible and showing up and doing things only that make you feel good. Let me say that again, right? I want you to be doing things that only make you feel good. And if you keep looking at him and seeing things that aren't working or ways that you are disappointed and trying to manage that and trying to figure out how to make him change and get things to be different, that doesn't feel really good, does it? Right? It doesn't feel good for you and it doesn't feel good for him either. And that's why I want you to do the most powerful thing possible to shift your relationship. It's start to focus on yourself. Start to focus on what feels good for you, who you want to be, what you want to do every day, how you want to feel. What makes you happy? What makes you feel alive? What makes you feel energetically turned on, inspired? What makes you feel totally lit up? And I equate this to the energy of like, do you remember in the beginning of your relationship when you guys first met? And you were like excited and like, does he like me? And do I like him? And could he be the one? And there was a lot of flirting and fun and playfulness. But then over time, that kind of disappeared and went away. And you both settled into routine or mediocrity or just sort of making sure that everything's getting taken care of. And even if things are pretty good, right? They're just not shiny and exciting and tantalizing as they were in the beginning, right? And this is so common for so many relationships and for so many women too, that you get into the grind, right? Like, and you're just keeping things moving along and you sort of abandon yourself and you abandon your relationship. And I see this over and over again, right? So many women are doing things that don't feel good, that you think you're supposed to do in order to keep things moving forward, keep things moving together, telling yourself it's not so bad and it's just a season and it'll change but it doesn't. And you get more and more frustrated. And quite frankly, he gets more and more frustrated too, until you both end up in these two camps where instead of being on the most powerful team on the planet, kind of feels like you're fighting against each other, right? And the amazing thing about relationships is that there's so much potential, right? I know there's a lot of people out there that are like, I don't need a man, and I got my own bag and I can do my own thing, and I hear that, right? But look, we can only go so far alone. And if you're lucky enough to be in a relationship, you have the potential to do incredible things alongside a person who truly, truly loves you and that truly wants nothing but the best for you and wants you to succeed and wants like everything for you, because your success and your happiness and your power is directly linked and correlated to his too, right? And now imagine you two are joining forces to go further and faster together, right? Like you're building businesses or wealth, you're creating your dream home, your dream life, your family. Like you can make anything that you want together. And most couples, right? You're just sort of trying to stay afloat. And a lot of times when I ask women in the beginning, like, so, what do you want in your relationship? They might be like, I wish that he would pack lunch for the kids in the morning, right? Such like a little thing where I'm like, okay, whatever, we can make that happen in like literally 48 hours. Like, give me a big dream, give me a big juicy thing, but you're just so used to being disappointed, right? All these micro disappointments and swallowing like, okay, and accepting. Let's get out of that right now, right? When you stop focusing on him, when you stop looking at what isn't in your relationship and bring the energy and the attention back on yourself and decide to focus on how you want to feel and who you want to be and what you want to do, and start taking steps every day to make that happen, everything in your relationship will change. Absolutely everything in your relationship will change. And here's why. Because as you start to elevate and grow and drop the energy and the expectation against your man, a new space develops, right? Something new starts to happen. Every time you start to communicate what you want, it becomes an invitation. Every time you start to communicate what you don't want, it creates a space for something else to happen and for your partner to show up differently. And as you cultivate this new energy inside of you, right? That energy of like who you were when you first got together, all that excitement, all that passion, all that fun, all that inspiration, like reawakening this magic inside of you where you're just like, yeah, if I want something, I'm going to put it out there and I'm going to get it. And if I don't want something, I'm also going to put that out there and a new solution will come and my partner will meet me in that place. Your energy changes. And your energy becomes way more attractive and inspiring and interesting and connective to your partner, right? In simple terms, instead of nagging each other and being like low-key frustrated with each other, suddenly, right, your magnetic energy of like, oh, okay, like what's going on with her over there? And like, what's she doing? And like, something starts to get awakened in your man. And he starts to approach you different. He starts to want to get closer to you, right? Like if you're nagging him, he's going to want to get away from you. If he feels your disappointment in him, he's not going to want to show up, or he's going to show up in a way where he's expecting to disappoint you, and that cycle is going to keep coming. But if you're showing up in this other energy and not for him, you're not doing this for him, right? There's women out there that are like, fuck that. I'm doing so much already. I don't want to have to do anything. Perfect. I'm not asking you to do anything for him. I'm asking you to feel good. I'm asking you to prioritize yourself. I'm asking you to get clear on what you really want and let yourself have it. I'm asking you to get clear on what you don't want and letting it fall away, and learn how to let somebody else show up and take care of it for you, or new solutions to emerge so that you get to be in your pleasure. You get to be in your magic. You get to feel really good. And that is going to make an amazing alchemical shift in your relationship without you needing to make a single to-do list, share a single reminder, or anything else that you don't want to do. The title of this episode is Why Are Men Like This? But I have a different question to ask. Why are you allowing less than what you truly want in your relationship, in your life, and for yourself? So I have a fun little assignment for you, right? I don't want to just like leave you with that big question. You're like, okay, now what? I want you to figure out one thing in your life or in your relationship or in your home that you don't want to do anymore. It could be a big thing, but I'd actually recommend it being a small thing, because something that's important that I do with my clients is A, I don't want to rock your nervous system, and B, I want to show you how easy it is to make these shifts in your relationship, like so easy. Identify one thing. Maybe it's that you don't like taking out the garbage, or you don't like laying out your kids' clothes for school in the morning, or I don't know. I'm going to ask you, because every woman has her own thing that she doesn't want to do. And I want you to decide and choose that you're not going to do it anymore. And gold star, if you tell your husband without anger, without self-righteousness, without fuck you energy, right? Hey, this is something that I just really don't enjoy, and I don't want to do it anymore. So we either need to find another solution, or I'm going to ask you to take care of it. Okay. And just let it be that simple. Just own it. Own your no, let it go, and create the space for something new to happen in your relationship. Now, when you do this, I want you to go over to Instagram and find me. If you're not following me already, it's my name at Michelle Kanan, and send me a message. Tell me what your hell no is. Tell me what thing you decided that you don't want to do anymore. Tell me if you had this conversation with your man. Let me know how it goes. I'm so excited for you, because what this does, the minute you start to say, no, I don't want that, the next thing that's going to happen is something new in your relationship. And I really want to know what happens next. And B, it's going to start to create the space for something new and for a whole lot of yes to happen. And we're going to get into that on the next episode. We're going to talk about fuck compromise and how to get absolutely everything that you want and have a life where every day you're just like, yes, yes, yes. I'm so excited. All my dreams are coming true. Everything's happening. Everything's so damn good. Yeah, this isn't new age bullshit. I promise, I'm actionable and real, and I'm going to break it all down for you in our next episode. Until then, I hope to see you in my Instagram DMs. I can't wait to chat with you, and stay tuned to learn how you can claim a free gift. Love you guys. Thank you so much for being here and listening to the pod. If you're ready to have it all while feeling absolutely amazing every day, because of course it gets to be this good for you and every woman on the planet, then go to www.haveitallqueen.com for a free gift from me and some juicy next steps. And if you're feeling this mission, that every woman is truly fulfilled and gets to live, play, work, love, and enjoy her family and life in a way that's healthy, expansive, exciting, and fun, it really helps if you write a review and share this pod with your friends, because our goal is to reach over 1 million women and change what they think is possible for their lives. So write a review or share with your friends. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll see you next time.